Hi, I'm Jonathan Knight. This is B-Movie Madness. The movie I'm going to watch tonight, not Death Wish. It's some Death Kiss. Now, if you haven't heard of this movie, it's a 2018 vigilante movie about a man with a very familiar face gunning down street trash, punks, child molesters, drug dealers, while also financially supporting a woman and her disabled daughter. The reasons we don't find out until in the movie, and I'm not going to spoil it. Now, this movie came to pretty much everyone's attention due to the fact that the actor in the movie looks just like Charles Bronson. I'm not just like a little like him. It looks like his clone. It looks like they cloned the man and brought him, in 2018. This is the second movie he did. The first one was a horror western called From Hell to the Wild West. I personally have not seen that. This is the one that's more well known. I don't think To Hell from the Wild West, or From Hell to the Wild West, has been actually released on DVD. This just came out in DVD this month. It was on pay-per-view about 2 months back. When I saw the trailer, I was like, I have to see this movie. I have to see this movie because I'm a huge Charles Bronson fan. I'm a huge Death Wish fan. I love the Canon Group, the Death Wish sequels that they did with the Canon Group. I have to see this movie. And, well, it took a while for it to come out. I think the trailer came out in the beginning of the year and it took forever to come out. And I had low expectations going in with it because I didn't want to get super excited for it and be let down. So I went in just, thinking hopefully I enjoy this. And I absolutely loved it. I had a blast watching this movie. I enjoyed this much more than I did the Death Wish remake that came out back in, I think, March. Now, is there some problems with this movie? Absolutely. The budget does show sometimes. The budget does show it was clearly a very low budget movie. The guy who looks like Charles Bronson, his name is Robert Kovacs, or he goes by the name Robert Bronzi, which is his Bronson name. He is a Hungarian actor, so English is his second language. For the movie, they had to dub him. And it kind of threw me off at first. I was like, what is this? I wasn't expecting it to be dubbed, or him to be dubbed. So it kind of threw me off at first. But by the end of the movie, I just didn't care anymore because I got used to it. So people who usually watch this will probably get thrown off a little bit by it. I do think they could pick someone who sounded more like Bronson to dub it, but, what happened. So yeah, the budget, there's not really some pacing issues. There's some scenes I feel that went on a little bit too long. The director admitted that his cut of the movie was shorter, but he had to pad it out a little bit to get to 90 minutes. The movie runs 88 minutes. But other than that, I had a blast. I felt like I was watching a lost Charles Bronson movie from the 80s. They just unearthed it this year, and then we're showing it to you. Because there's times in the movie when I just was looking at the, Robert Bronzi on the cover here, thinking it was Charles Bronson. I thought, I was like, this guy looks so much like him that the only thing that throws you off is the dubbing. But then, like I said, when he doesn't speak, he dresses just like he did in Death Wish 1 almost. And at the end of the movie, he dresses almost like he did at the end of throughout the whole Death Wish 2. He had the cap and this, sweater on and everything. And it's really just eerie. And there's not much plot to the movie, and they don't give his backstory why he's, gunning down people. And it makes you, it feels like the director did that on purpose to make you think it was his character from the Death Wish movies. And I basically consider Death Wish 6 or Death Wish, somewhere in the Death Wish series, because he doesn't look as old as he did in Death Wish 5. But I consider it part of the Death Wish series because, it feels like a lost Death Wish sequel that was made by the Canon Group. Maybe not in quality as the first movie, but it feels like it. It's not as big as the Canon Group ones because his budget was much smaller with this one, but it feels just like it. It feels... I didn't get that feeling from the Death Wish remake that I got from this movie. Now, the other actors in the movie, the main bad guy is played by Richard Tyson, who you'll know from Kindergarten Cop. He was the villain in that movie. He was also the Buddy Revell, the bully Buddy Revell from 3 O'Clock High. I think it was 3 O'Clock High, yeah. He plays I think his name is Tyrell. He's the lead drug dealer in this movie. You see him throughout the movie. The Bronzi character keeps coming after him. He doesn't understand why. We found out some of the reasons why at the end of, especially towards the end of the movie. And he plays a great scumbag. His villain character would fit in just perfectly with in Death Wish 2 or 3. He's such a great sleazebag. There's a great scene where He makes one of his men kill somebody, to prove themselves to the gang. And I'm not going to spoil it, but the outcome of it is just great. Um, there is a rape scene in the movie. It's a Death Wish throwback. You have to have a rape scene. It's not that graphic. It's not nearly as graphic as Death Wish 2. I wouldn't say it's even as graphic as the rated version of Death Wish 2. There is some boobs in the movie, some pretty big boobs. So if you're a boob guy, there's a lot of boobs in this. Or there's some boobs. There's big boobs and there's small boobs. But there's some good big boobs in the movie. The bullet hits were fantastic. I believe most of them were practical with some CGI enhancements here and there. It didn't bug me, but I love the practical ones. They were big and juicy. They reminded me of like Paul Verhoeven bullet hits, or the ones in Planet Terror. They were just big and over the top. And there was a lot of great like cheese-tastic dialogue. There's a great scene where he goes up to a gang or a drug dealer and he's like, "I got 6," and the drug dealer's like, "6 what? $6?" He goes, "Bullets," and he fires and hits the guy right in the chest, and it's a big bullet hit. So amazing. So amazing. There's a lot of cheese-tastic dialogue that just, it just feels so in with the Death Wish franchise, especially the later sequels. So if you're like, I'm a fan of the Death Wish one, it's probably not up for you, but the acting, Richard Tyson's good. Eva Hamilton, who plays the mother, he's taken care of. She's decent. Daniel Baldwin plays like a I don't want to call him a shock jock, but like a radio announcer who throughout the movie you hear his commentary and it's on like crime statistics and what the cops aren't doing, what they should be doing. And he was really good. I really didn't expect his character to be tied into the movie, and ultimately he is. And it really took me by surprise that they actually I think one of my friends said that it's like world building. Like you can tell this is the start of a franchise. They're trying to build up a franchise with this movie. So the Death Wish, Death Kiss franchise. And it pretty much like I said, simple plotting. Just guns down people, takes care of mother for 88 minutes. So if you're like, I need more plot development, or more character development, if you go into this movie have not seen the Death Wish movies, I don't think you're going to get as much out of it as like someone who's a fan and seen them, because really this is, like I said, a lost movie in the Death Wish franchise, and it feels hell of a lot closer than what Eli Roth did with the remake. I really like the score too. I think the director did the score under the name The Darkest Machine, and I really like the score. Sometimes it sounded kind of cheap, but for the most part I really like the score. What else can I say about this movie? Let's say, do I recommend this movie? If you're a Death Wish fan, absolutely. If you watch the trailer and say, that looks up my alley, absolutely 100% check this out. If you watch the trailer and said, that's kind of awful, it's your money, do what you want with it. If you want to check it out, cool. Whatever you think about the movie, please let me know below. I'm really interested in hearing more opinions about this movie. I recommended this to a friend who really liked it, so I was really, I'm really always, I want to hear from more people about this movie, because it really took me by surprise. I was looking forward to it, but in the back of my head, I was like, this might be really bad. And a lot of people are going to say it's really bad. But, on an entertainment level, I just enjoyed the hell out of it. I really hope they do more with I hope they do really a lot more with him. I hope they exploit the living hell out of him. I know they're doing Escape from Death Block 13, which is a prison movie with him that Gary Jones is directing. I hope they do another Death Kiss movie. I hope they do a lot more, because this guy, hopefully they get either somebody who sounds more like Bronson to dub him, or he can learn better English. Either way, he's got the look, and that's the toughest thing, in my opinion. And he's got that look down pat. This is Charles Bronson brought back from the grave and still making Death Wish movies. My bad. Death Kiss. A lot of people said they should have cast him in the remake. I agree, but that was a big Hollywood production, so it wouldn't have happened. Especially because he couldn't really speak English, but... Again, do I recommend this? If you're a Death Wish fan, absolutely. Check it out as soon as possible. If you're not sure, watch the trailer, make your decision. That it's out for rental on VOD in demand, and you can buy it at Walmart for $10 on DVD. I don't think there's a Blu-ray in the U.S. for some reason, but I'll put more information down below if I find out anything about the Blu-ray. But I'm Jonathan Knight. This was a review I wasn't expecting to do, but I saw the movie and want to do it. I want to do one for the new Leprechaun movie that came out. I haven't watched it yet, but I want to do that. I got a lot of reviews I want to do. I might do a big Christmas review, like a whole bunch of Christmas movies, horror movies, just because there's so many. But I'm Jonathan Knight. If you like my channel, I already said I'm Jonathan Knight. I'm repeating myself for some reason. But if you like my channel, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to it. That little bell thing, I guess. You click on it. And if you've seen this movie, let me know what you think about it. You like it, you hate it, I just want to hear from you. So just let me know. Once again, for the third and millionth time, I'm Jonathan Knight, and this is B-Movie Madness. Thanks for watching.